Hey guys, today we are taking a look at a lens that I'm very excited about, and I've been excited about this lens for about 6-7 months, ever since it was released really. This is the Sigma 18-35mm F1.8 lens, and I bought a package with the USB dock that connects to this lens so that you can upgrade firmware. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out what comes in the box. Alright, so here is the box that the lens comes in, as well as the box that the USB dock comes in. So let's start with the lens box. Typical Sigma quality. You have the white with a black stripe. This one is for Canon, and because I'm using the Sigma MC-11 adapter, that is the one that you need to buy for your A6000 or A6300. We open this up, we have warranty, user manual, more warranty, a very nice pouch. That's it for the box. And very nice zippered padded pouch, which I am used to now that I've purchased and owned a number of Sigma lenses. All right, wow, okay, so lens hood in here, nice and big. And that's it for the packaging. The lens itself is big and it's heavy. Wow, it looks very, very nice. Let me give you a tour around this lens. So 18-35, there's the 1.8 aperture, 72mm filter thread, Sigma logo. Now if we extend this, the barrel does not move. Let me take this lens cap off. Wow, there's the very nice tinted green front lens element. And you can see the inside of the barrel adjusting as it goes from 18 to 35. Zoom ring, very smooth, solid feeling. So there's a lever here for autofocus or manual focus. This is part of the Art series. This lens is also made in Japan, so definitely very nice quality. I mean, the feel of it is very, very much similar to L glass. It's very heavy, and you can feel that the materials are top quality. So the rubber, it's awesome. Awesome feeling. I like the finish as well here. Around the back, you have your Canon mount electronics, and you have a little window here for your focus, which is quite nice. Hopefully you can see that with the reflection, but it'll show you there's infinity focus and then in feet and in meters where your focus is. So a nice feature if you are using manual focus. I am definitely excited to put this on the A6000 with the adapter, so let's go ahead and do that. I got so excited about the lens that I almost forgot about the USB dock. This should be pretty simple. Open this up. Same thing, warranty card, warranty info, a cable, and a dock. So there is what the dock looks like, obviously for Canon. And you have an open and a close around the back. Oh, so it's just like a Canon mount. And then your USB cable just goes right there. So I will be updating the firmware on this lens before I use it. Now before we go any further, this lens is not a native E-mount lens. This copy right here is for Canon mount, and I'm using it with the Sigma MC-11 adapter, which you can use to adapt Canon mount lenses to your E-mount camera. There is a Sony mount version of this lens, however that is for Sony A-mount, not E-mount, so unless you're using another adapter, it will not work on your A6000, A6300, or A6500. So here is what the lens looks like mounted on my A6000. And Right away, you can see that it is very, very large. It's also one of the heaviest lenses that I've ever had on my A6000. So it's very front heavy. You would definitely need a very high quality, high weight gimbal in order to use a gimbal with this lens. However, it matches quite well. It looks great. I mean, there's really, ergonomically, it is comfortable to hold, support the weight of the camera and the lens underneath. So it's not too bad. Obviously, if you're traveling, this is a concern because you need to pack away a lens that is very large. But if you are after a very fast zoom lens that covers 18-35 at f1.8, this really is the only lens choice out there. So on the A6000 here, you can see that the lens works and the autofocus does work. The autofocus motor is a little bit noisy. It's not loud per se, but you can hear it. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but so that noise right there is the lens trying to pick up focus. Now in video mode, which I have selected right now, this lens will try to do continuous autofocus and it does it fairly well. I haven't looked at any raw video files yet, however, so we'll see if there's any focus breathing areas of concern. But if you switch it over to aperture priority and you just want to take a picture, and your autofocus points work, autofocus is decently quick, so it's not bad on an A6000 if that's the camera that you have. You don't have to have an A6300 to utilize this combo with the MC-11 adapter. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some sample photos and videos using this lens on my Sony A6300. Go. So overall, this lens is awesome. It really is impressive that Sigma is able to produce a lens that is constant f1.8 from 18 to 35. It is a low light performer to say the least. You get creamy bokeh at 18 millimeters, you get it at 35 millimeters. It really is a great all-around lens. The only problems, well, there are a couple. Number one is the size. It's very big, it's heavy. So if you are used to using a compact lens, especially if you're just used to using your kit lens, this will be very big and will require an adjustment. Number two is the autofocus noise, especially when you're using it with continuous autofocus enabled. If you're not using an external microphone, the built-in audio on your A6000 or A6300 will pick up the noise and it will affect your video clips. Number three, there is no built-in optical stabilization with this lens. So if you are shooting handheld, your shots will most likely be a little more shaky than they would be with, say, an SCL35 or an SCL50 or even the kit lens. Obviously, if you're using a tripod with this lens, that's not a concern. And the last thing that I will mention is the autofocus. Most of the time, it's great, it works well. It's not always 100% accurate. I would say 80% of the time, 85% of the time, it is accurate and it is decently quick. But 15% of the time, it does struggle and hunt for focus. Now, it's not a big concern because you can always switch over to manual focus and use this creamy, smooth manual focus ring and get perfect focus with focus peaking enabled on your camera. But if you are looking for an all-around solution, just something that you should be aware of, that the autofocus works great, however, it's not as perfect or not as good as a native Sony lens, as you would expect. One of my favorite things about this lens is that the minimum focusing distance is very, very short. So you could take an object, let's say this box, and you could take a picture of it from about 2.5 to 3 inches away. If you guys are interested in purchasing this lens, I will post an Amazon link down below. If you use that link to buy it, it helps support the channel, so I appreciate all of your guys' support. Current price on this lens is about $699 US. So it's expensive, but at the same time, there really isn't anything else like it on the market. And if you are looking for a lens that covers a wide angle and also goes into 35 and is f1.8, this is an excellent option. It almost combines two lenses into one. It's an SCL35 with a bit of a fast wide angle as well. So overall, I'm a big fan of this lens. In fact, let's film the rest of this video using the Sigma. All right, so now I'm recording using the Sigma 18-35mm lens, and this is how it looks. Now, there shouldn't be too much difference, but I don't know because I haven't looked at this video yet. There might be some focus breathing around the frame. We'll see. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the likes and all the support. If you have this lens or if you've had any experience with it, comment down below what are your thoughts about this lens. If you have any questions about it, comment those down below as well. I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.